Wintertodt got a pretty sweet overhaul, including new loot mechanics, new warm items, and a warmth bar. Hey everybody, it's Dak here from the Ed Boys, and welcome to my Wintertodt guide. Wintertodt is a chill fire-making activity that requires 50 fire-making to get started, and tends to be the place that everybody goes if they're getting their 99 fire-making, or really any fire-making gains. First, let's go over what to wear and what to bring in your inventory. Wearing warm clothing during the encounter will increase how much warmth you naturally regenerate, which we will talk about more when we get to the warmth bar section of the video. It's not required to wear any warm clothes, but overall it's going to make your gains a little bit more AFK. The boost that you get from warm clothes maxes out at 4 pieces, and there's a lot of options for warm clothing. Some of the easy items to buy in the Grain Exchange would be like the Staff of Fire, the Earmuffs, or some yak hide armor, but the Clue Hunter gear is very easy to obtain on any account. You can't buy it from the GE, all you have to do is go dig it up with a spade. Dig in this spot southeast of Yanil for the Clue Hunter cloak. Dig at this spot, which is located on Karamja, to get the Clue Hunter trousers. And finally, if you dig in this spot, which is located southwest of the Fishing Guild, you're going to get the Clue Hunter gloves and the Clue Hunter boots. That right there makes 4 warm pieces of gear and you're all set. Some of the rewards from Wintertodt also count as warm gear. The Pyromancer outfit is made up of 4 pieces. Each of them counts as a piece of warm clothing and gives a little bonus fire-making XP for a total of 2.5% bonus XP if you're wearing the full set. There's also some warm gloves, which are a warm piece of clothing, but they do not give any bonus XP. And there's the Bruma Torch, which is also a warm item, but doesn't give any bonus XP. The torch is a wieldable light source, and if you right-click on a Bruma Torch, you can actually click Swap, which will turn it into an offhand weapon that'll go in your shield slot instead. That way you could wield something like an axe for chopping logs, or even a second Bruma Torch. Unfortunately, when I put on 4 pieces of warm clothing, 2 pyro, and then 2 torches, I only restored 11 warmth from the natural regen when 12 is the max, so it seems like dual wielding torches doesn't count as 2 warm items at the moment. You will need an axe, a hammer, a tinderbox, and a knife, but all of those things are obtainable from the crates right at the entrance of the Wintertodt encounter. But how do you get up to Wintertodt? It is located in the northern part of Zeah. The easiest way to get there is the Wintertodt teleport on the Games necklace. It's going to take you directly there, and it's super cheap on the Grand Exchange to get a Games necklace. If you don't have one, there is the CIS Fairy Ring by the RKS Library, and you could even run all the way from like the docks of Zeah, which is kind of a long run, but there's a bank at Wintertodt, so you don't really have to make the run more than once. And honestly, after the update, you really don't have to bank between rounds anymore either. Now let's talk about the warmth bar, which is basically just your health bar now. If you take damage during the encounter, it'll deplete from your warmth bar, and if you eat food or sip a rejuvenation potion, it fills up your warmth bar, not your health. If you hit 0 on that warmth meter, it's going to drop your health to 0, so the activity is still dangerous. Even though it's not hitting your health, it'll kill you if you get to 0 warmth. No matter what your hit points level is, whether it's 10 or 99, your warmth meter is going to work the same way, so it no longer matters what your hit points level is while training fire-making at Wintertodt. Eating any food in the encounter will heal 35 points to your warmth meter. This is nice for foods you can eat multiple times, like cake, but you don't really need food anymore because the rejuvenation potion can also heal up your bar. You can make this potion by taking an unfinished potion from the crates at the entrance and combining it with the Bruma herb, which can be picked from these 2 locations also by the entrance. This makes a 4-dose potion, and you get 30 points for each dose, so there's really no need to bring food anymore. If you haven't completed the Druid's Ritual quests, or you just don't have access to Herblore, I guess, the NPC Bruma can help you out by making the potions for you. She actually makes them instantly, so if you don't care about the minimum Herblore XP, technically it's a little faster to have her make them. The warmth bar will automatically regen over time, just like your health bar does, but it gains 8% back per minute. This combined with 4 pieces of warm gear, and you'll regen 12 warmth every minute. If you also put on a hit points cape and a regen bracelet, you basically become invincible in here. Now that you know how to survive at Wintertodt, let's talk about how to actually beat it. In the arena, there are 4 braziers. Lighting these braziers and then feeding the fire with Bruma roots or Bruma kindling will damage Wintertodd's health bar. To get the Bruma logs, you have to chop the roots, which are a short run from the brazier. While chopping Bruma roots, if you get hit by Wintertodd's cold, it does not interrupt you, so you can AFK woodcut pretty hard. Once your inventory is full, you can toss them into the brazier as is. You're going to get 10 points for each log, or you could use a knife on them to fletch them first and burn the kindling instead. Kindling gives 25 points each when you burn it, but you also get less fire-making XP. So basically, if you want more reward points, you go for kindling, and if you want more XP per hour, you stick with just the logs. I usually just make sure to use kindling until I have at least the 500 point minimum to get some loot from the round. around, and then go for more logs. If you get hit by Wintertodd's cold while you are fletching logs or while you're putting anything in the brazier, it is going to interrupt and stop your player from doing what they're doing, so it's a little bit less AFK than when you're chopping the logs. In the Wintertodt changes, they did mention that they made the cooldown for this a little bit longer, so you shouldn't be interrupted as quickly while fletching and whatnot. I have felt the difference overall. The cooldown is nice. It seems to interrupt less, but on my second or third trip before even recording, I did have it interrupt my fletching after only one log fletched, so you still do have to pay a little attention. Sometimes the storm will put out the fire, which can be relit if you have a tinderbox on you. It can only be relit if the pyromancer next to it is not KO'd. If the pyromancer is on the ground hurt, you need a rejuvenation potion to heal him up, and you can just left click on him now as long as you have the potion in your inventory. Healing the pyromancer and lighting the brazier both give you reward points as well. Sometimes the storm is going to break the brazier, which you can fix with a left click as long as you have a hammer on you. You are going to get some construction XP for this as long as you've bought a house. So if you have a new account and you haven't done any construction yet, I do suggest spending 1k GP at any real estate agent to at least get a house so that you can get a good start in construction while you do this. If you turn on your arena sounds, you can hear when your character takes a hit from the storm, giving you an audio cue for when your action was interrupted. And if you turn on your sound effects as well, which is the middle option here, you can hear the player putting logs into the fire. Sometimes the fire goes out from the storm, but you don't get hit, so you just stop putting logs in the fire and you don't hear that hit sound. The game sounds are not required, but it can make it a little bit more AFK, or you don't have to pay as much attention, I guess. That's pretty much the loop. Make some rejuvenation potions. When the round starts, you light the brazier, chop some logs, fletch those logs if you need more points, and then put them in the brazier. If it breaks, fix it. If the fire is out, light it, and if the pyromancer is down, heal him. Repeat this process until the round is over. At the moment, it is not easy to find an empty world, but soloing Wintertodt can be very nice for stacking up a lot of rewards. You won't get as much XP per hour since you're not getting as many of those XP drops at the end of the round, but they have removed the cap for how many rewards you can get per round now that you don't have to fill your inventory with crates, so you can send a solo run for a long time. Wintertodt will damage and interrupt you less often when it's at low energy, so to start a solo round, you're going to want to light up all the braziers and get its health down like under 50%. This requires a bit of running. You could be a little bit lazy about it and just light like the 2 south braziers back and forth if you want. The storm is going to continue to put out whatever braziers you're lighting, so overall this is a lot of running around just to get started until you have the storm energies down. After that, you can just chop logs, fletch the kindling, and then feed one fire. The storm will generally heal itself right around the same pace that you're damaging it, so you can just stall to get like as many points as you want. If the storm's energy is getting too high, you want to light extra braziers. If the storm's energy is getting too low and you're not ready to kill it yet, you can just make sure not to relight a brazier right away if it goes out and just let the storm heal up a bit. And since you can make the rejuvenation potions while you're within the Wintertodt encounter, you basically have unlimited food in here as well, so you could pretty much do a 6-hour log on a solo run. Now, what about the loot from Wintertodt? First of all, at the end of each round, you do get some fire making XP. It's going to be your level times 100, so it's a nice XP drop for completing a round. You only get that XP drop if you get at least 500 reward points though. Also, instead of getting a reward crate, you now just stack up rewards that you can pull from the cart outside, similar to like the loot system from Temperos. You can also right click on the cart and big search to pull 5 rewards at a time, by the way. When you reach 500 points, you will get 2 reward pulls from that round. Every additional 500 points will give you another reward pull from the reward crate. So if you get 1,000 points, you get 3 rewards, 1,500 points, you get 4, and so on. Any additional points left over do give a chance for 1 more reward, so if you had 1,600 points, you would get the 4 rewards guaranteed, and then a 20% chance for another 5th reward from that Wintertodt round. The regular loot drops from the cart include herbs, seeds, fish, ores, logs, and just general supplies. The higher level you have in each of these associated skills, the higher tiered reward you're going to get. In other words, if you have a higher fishing level, you'll get better fish. If you have a higher woodcutting level, you'll get better logs, and so on. So it is beneficial to save up your rewards until you have a decent level in herb lore, mining, fishing, crafting, woodcutting, and farming, and then pull some better drops. For an Iron Man, it's not a bad option to pull your rewards right away until you finish your pyromancer gear, or at least like 25 to 30 rewards to get some coins and some base supplies to work with. Each of the pyro pieces, the warm gloves, and the broom of torch are all a 1 in 150 chance. If you have 3 pairs of warm gloves, you're going to start to get magic seeds instead of warm gloves, and if you have 3 torches, you're going to get torstal seeds instead of them, so make sure not to dump your duplicate gloves and torches. If you get any dupe pieces of the pyromancer gear, you can turn them into Ignicia, this guy right outside the bank, and you can get either an extra supply crate or 50 burnt pages. You have a 1 in 1,000 chance to get the Tome of Fire from any reward pool. This is a magic shield that can be filled with burnt pages, which are also an uncommon reward from Wintertodt. The tome can be used like a Staff of Fire, obviously in your shield slot though, providing unlimited fire runes for your spells, and it also increases the max hit of fire spells by 10% against NPCs or 50% against other players. There is a Phoenix you can get at a 1 in 3,000 chance. This pet can be recolored by using 250 of any firelighter other than the red firelighters apparently. And finally, at a 1 in 10,000 chance, you can get the Dragon Axe, which makes this the only way to get this axe without killing the Dagannoth Kings, or just buying one off the Grand Exchange, I guess. If you still have any questions about Wintertodt, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you enjoyed the video, or you just got some useful information out of it, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching, everyone, and best of luck on your Wintertodt grinds.